Okay guys, bear with me here. I'm using my cell phone for a camera right at the moment. Uh, I was doing through my stuff in my truck, getting it all ready for camping season, doing an inventory on gear, and I said, good time to show what I actually keep in the truck when I'm on the road. This is 24/7, not only just camping season. This can be used on the truck as well as the camper. Now there's a few dedicated tools for the camper I have in it itself, and I'll have to do another video of it someday. But first off, as always, you always think scene safety. I have, of course, a vest to put on along the road if I'm changing tires, some warning triangles, lighted road flares, battery powered, ARB tire repair kit, we'll just go in order. Everything's like this is my twin half-inch brake torque wrench, Milwaukee light to light up the area if I'm working on a tire in the dark or some other problem. Assortment of half-inch impact sockets, extension for it, my Milwaukee half-inch impact gun, sort of different types of impact sockets just strictly for doing lug nuts. This set here is in half-inch increments, like 21.5 millimeter, etc. Because when your lug nuts tend to get older, especially on the General Motors cars, they tend to swell and they're a bitch to get on and off. So then we have a jack, of course. This is just a Harbor Freight jack, but I got some Safe Jack accessories just to be a little bit more conscious while jacking up the vehicles doesn't shift on me. And talking not shifting, of course, we got some wheel chocks, and I have I have two of these in the truck in order in case I need to bring up my jack even higher if I'm in a weird angle. So that is going to all go into, majority of this all goes into one bag, except the jack and that stuff goes into a separate bag. But that is that conglomerate at the moment. I'll show you some more here after a bit. Okay, we're back again. Now we're into the miscellaneous bag, the electrical diagnosis, electrical repair, stuff like that. I have my own set just strictly for the truck. I have another set of the better tools at home that I use around the house. These are just a lot of the extras I had, and stuff that could happen while you're out on the road and you don't want to be caught with your britches down. So here I just have an assortment of bits, drivers, and actual drill bits, blow guns that clean off the engine compartment if I'm in there, hammer, pair of gloves, rubber mallet. I use this mostly for putting on my dust caps on my camper. Tape measure, just a little bit of baling wire. This is a specific socket, 35 millimeter. It's for my wheel bearing on my truck. In case I have to fix my wheel bearings along the road, I can at least get it off and work on it. And then hammers also comes in use for that. All right, electrical. This here's just a set of relay master bypass kit's what it's called, but it's just for testing your relays. If they're not working, you can turn them on and off. I saw this on by, I think he goes by the name The Car Wizard, and I got onto that. Here we got a bunch of different assortment of your basic marine grade adhesive, connectors with the shrink tubing on them as well. I keep a bunch on hand on the truck as well as here in my garage. Assortment of different fuses that are out there. In the vehicle, your mini, micro, and standards. What the vehicles use, nothing more than that. If I blocked the view, I apologize. Like I said, I'm not used to using my camera on my phone for doing this. Now, I know my truck, there's other vehicles have these too. These are called I believe they're called a J fuse, if my memory serves me correct. Yeah, J-case fuses. And in order to shrink, so said shrink tubing, and if I need to solder something, I do keep a heat gun that can solder and also shrink the shrink tubing with me. And Torch electrical tape, manner for cleaning the terminals on my vehicle, which are fairly clean, but never know, I might have to take care of somebody else's issue. Supply of wire in case I gotta fix my trailer brakes, since they're electric, or any other thing that may have melted or got destroyed somehow. I have that on me. Flashlight just to be able to find my problem. And while we're looking for problems, we got a test light and a multimeter with the amp clamp and some back probes and etc. And some big wire ties. I keep these mostly in case I'd have an issue with my awning. I could suck in the arms and keep it in. I still have a bunch more wire ties, but they're in my camper at the moment. I got a few here, odds and ends. Okay, while we're still on the diagnostic end of things, some people carry a code reader. I went a little overkill. I have an actual bi-directional one, so I can do some testing, and it's typically stays with me in the vehicle. Not always, but that's typically where I have that. So this is all my diagnostic, wire repair, general stuff that I keep in the truck. Okay, we'll continue on. All we got here is a set of wrenches, botched end, as well as the 12 point on the other end. Also, I have excuse me, put that there, just grab this one, the ratchets in here as well. Just makes your life a whole lot easier when you're trying to get stubborn bolts off, and quicker too. And that's the thing, if you're out broke down, it's never going to happen on a nice sunny day. It's either be cold, wet, muddy, or whatever, and you just want to get the job done, so you try to have what you need to do so. This is just a cheap Harbor Freight roll-up bag. The larger wrenches are, in fact, the Pittsburgh brand from Harbor Freight. The other ones are Blackhawks I got on off of eBay. So, and here I just have a tool rule. It's the Bucket Boss. Can't remember who actually makes it, but I got it off of online. And here in the roll itself, in the creases, I keep a small breaker bar, a 1/2 inch, and a 3/4 inch, 3/8 inch flex head ratchet. Top pouch, I keep some hex bits, Allen keys, redundancy, some more tape, markers, brushes for cleaning, knife, metal pickup tool. This here is for getting belts on and off easier. This is just a hook. If I have to do something with the brake system, I can hang up my caliper out of the way. That's that pouch. Then we work our way down. This should be, what we got here, 1/2 inch sockets, short and deep, standard and deep. Here we have 3/4 with another ratchet here. Here we have our 1/4 deep, short ratchet in there. Here we got a bunch of different pliers, wire strippers, vice grips. And down here I keep assortment of screwdrivers and pitch sets and another flashlight. So that's the hand tool section. Back for some more here. This box I keep a set of spare batteries for my Makita battery powered chainsaw. This device is just by organ. You pound it into a log and it'll help you hold the bar so you can sharpen your chain. I keep oil for 2-cycle oil. I keep some wedges, backup chains for that saw, and my steel that's still in the truck. I'm not unburying it right now. Sharpening kit. And a pair of gloves for the chainsaw. That just goes in this metal steel ammo tin I picked up at Harbor Freight. I want to get a couple more of them. Here's just a conglomerate assortment of bolts and screws and nuts and lock washers, other type of fittings, adhesives. It's just stuff I just throw in here randomly I may need to do a repair. And then over here I keep an assortment of like WD-40, the grease for my grease gun for the bearings, some benzomatic, of course, butane for filling my torch, power steering fluid, brake fluid that's all specific to your vehicle. They use different viscosities and Dextron or something like that it's called. Different stuff like that. PV blaster, brake parts cleaner. So that's that. I'll bring you out to the truck here momentarily and show you the rest so I don't have to take it all out. Well, actually, I'm back inside here again. I figure I'd do some of this other stuff in here as well. Here I just keep a bucket, and I have a 0G hose in here. This is a 60-gallon water bladder, which I need to fold up better. A gauge to know how much I'm putting in and taking out, of course. Method of getting water when I'm out there. These are one of these water bandits you can hook onto hose bibs that don't have threads. And here I made this contraption up. If I'm near a freshwater spring, I can hook up to that and get water in. And for some of the posts on the water spigots, I need to be able to turn them on and off, and got the 4-way for it. Here, just from my older backpacking days, which I still have another one, but this is a Catadine campsite water bag and filtration system, and I keep some tablets in there just in case I need to get water from a source that's questionable if I can't find water somewhere else. And then just a hose to transfer from this bag. I keep, it's in the camper, and I'll show it another day, is a separate RV water pump they will take it from this bag and transfer it into my camper. So that's this setup. We'll continue on here in a moment. Right now we're into my recovery stuff. Nothing worse than getting stuck out there in the field. Not only yourself, but maybe somebody else that's out there needs rescued, or like I said, self-rescue. This is a dampener bag, which also holds a lot of the stuff I need. These are soft shackles. This is actual steel shackle, a pair of gloves. One side I have the tree saver and a tow rope. And like I said, this acts as a hold down on, I use a synthetic rope, but just keeps it down so it doesn't whip and smack anybody in the face. This bag, I just keep an assortment of snatch blocks. These ones I hook up with my soft shackles, and that one I would probably use the steel shackle with that one because of any sharp edges that could tear through the rope of the soft shackle, and I keep another one of the donut shackles there for the synthetic rope. And this here just goes into the back my receiver in order to pull from the rear. So also have a winch and all that. I'll show you that here momentarily. And this time of year I typically don't take them out with me, but in the winter I definitely keep them, and that's a set of a match track similar traction boards. Buried back there is a steel chainsaw with a 20-inch bar, fuel already pre-mixed. This here is just a bag, keeps a bunch of fittings in here for my waste tote that I tow to the waste dump at the campgrounds whenever you don't have full hookups, which is typical. It's a lot cheaper without them. So I have those. Okay, part of the tire repair is I have this Puma 12-volt air compressor in here that I power off of a Anderson Power Products, which I actually have over here, if you can see that hooked up. Also, I have my ice tow cooler. I did a cover again for it, but the other one got torn up. Keep it from getting scratched up. This is just a pad to lay underneath the truck. I keep a fire extinguisher. That's my air hose and filler. I keep a set of boards in here for leveling the camper. Behind there is a shovel for digging out fire pits, of course. And that thing called a Big Easy is a for getting into a locked vehicle in case you lock yourself out. And there's just another view of my power ports back here. Alrighty. And like I said, I have a a winch on the truck. Got that Warren winch, and I use the synthetic lighting for lighting the scene at night or whatever when I have to do something, or just even traveling down some of the back roads when I boondock. Alright, let's show you some of the stuff on the inside. Keep my remote for my winch there. This is my control panel for the lights on the truck. Everything in the back, outlets like for the fridge and auxiliary. That is my TPS monitor, GPS, Garmin RV, Halo View backup camera monitor, my 2 70 centimeter ham radio, as well as a handheld down there. I keep a battery jump box, flashlights, batteries to charge. And probably one of the most important things you need to have is a good first aid kit. This one's pretty significant. I'm not going to open it. It's mine. I'm a paramedic by trade, so I keep a lot of stuff in here. C-collar, CPAP, oxygen. It's all in here. So gloves, of course. And I got some rescue equipment underneath. Throw bag for water rescue, a small halogen bar, etc. So I like to be prepared. All right, that is a wrap on what I keep on the truck all the time. Like I said, with the exception of the traction boards, which I just throw in normally towards the winter, the muddy and the snow season, those will be on board. Uh, you may be asking, why do I keep all that stuff in the truck? Well, you don't want to be. We've been doing a lot of boondocking, and I do a lot of exploring, even without the camper, doing photography and riding around and stuff like that. And I don't want to be broke down somewhere and not be able to make the immediate repairs I need to make to get me down the road. Now, can I make all those repairs? No, I'm not a mechanic. Watch a lot of YouTube videos on it. I got software to help me find where the connectors are, how to disassemble, etc. And some of it's a little vague, but it'll help. And I try to do a lot of the stuff around the house too on my vehicles in order to save money on the labor costs out there. And we're really getting, like I said, into the boondocking right now. It's very reasonable and plus quieter. You know, of course, I go to camp and get away from people, and sometimes, like, well, the last place we were at, the first one for the season was at Tarragona State Forest. It's like 3 miles back in a beaten road, and it's not traveled by too many people, and it's just one way, dead end. So you don't want to be caught with your britches down back there. So it's good to have the stuff you need to do the repairs. Anything major testing, diagnosing, etc. is here. My power probes, smoke machine, stuff like that. That stuff I keep back here. I don't carry all that crap with me. So, alrighty. I hope you enjoyed this video and found some use of it. And like I said, used my camera for something different on my phone for filming instead of setting up a regular camera just out of haste and just to get this video out. So maybe someday I'll try to do another one with this tripod. It all depends on how many views and comments we get on this video. And like always, till always, God bless.